Good evening. I'm Trace and Bragg. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with what has been a soaking Saturday. Heavy downpours leading to street ponding and flooding. It's why our meteorologists issued a weather impact alert. And here's what things look like across the city right now. And we are expecting even more rain, so be careful if you're heading out on those slick roads tonight. We have team coverage for you. Let's go right to meteorologist Chris Ramirez, though. Chris, what's the latest?
Yeah, so we are seeing some cooler temperatures, all thanks to this cold front, but it's also the chance of more of those showers that are moving on in. So temperature actually 59 degrees, all thanks to this cold front moving through. And we're seeing those temperatures fall into the mid 50s, especially in College Station in Huntsville. But taking a look at radar, more of those downpours on the way. Houston had a bit of a break for the past couple of hours, and now we're expecting to see some heavy rain now moving in and across the southern parts of the city. Even the north side of town along 290, you're seeing a downpour moving through that region. But the good news, though, is that we're not looking at any lightning. We're not looking at any gusty winds or a severe threat. It's just the heavy rain potential that we saw for the past several hours that could cause some minor flooding in some of those locations. So as we look at the 24-hour rain totals, we've gotten close to 3.5 to close to 4 inches of rain on the east side of Houston. And so that area definitely had some pretty significant flooding, especially on those roadways. The north side of town, not as bad, only ranging between close to 2 inches of rain, 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain. And so once we get closer towards the 2 to 3 inch range, that's when we could be looking at issues on roadways. And of course, as we head into the overnight hours, we are still going to track those downpours. Severe threat pretty low, but we're going to start seeing that heavier rain move from League City to Galveston, heading closer towards the 5 a.m. hour. And eventually by 5 a.m. rain should be ending for us here across the Houston area, especially as we head into Sunday afternoon with the cooler temperatures on the way. But we're going to be tracking the start of this pretty rainy outlook as we go into the next few days. But we're also looking at those cooler temperatures. So rain potential this week really showing those hit or miss rain chances, at least for Monday, and then lasting through Tuesday and into Wednesday. So it's going to be shaping up to a pretty wet and spring-like outlook here across the Houston area as we head into the next 7 days. So definitely more rain on the way, and I'll have the timeline as well as our next chance for rain for this week or for next week later in my full weather forecast. Trayson?
All right, thanks so much, Chris. We continue our team coverage with Megan Arena, who has been at the East Freeway near McCarty Street after all that water caused both sides of the road to shut down for hours. Megan, it looks like things are flowing behind you right now. What are you learning?
Yeah, Trace, and things are just looking so much better right now. Of course, we've had that break in the rain like we just heard, and that's definitely helped. Now, we reached out to TxDOT to try and get some answers as to what may have led to this flooding, other than, of course, all of that rain that we saw earlier this evening. We're still waiting to hear back, but nonetheless, this was a nightmare for many drivers and even dangerous at one point.
Around 4 this afternoon, heavy rain hit East Houston and led to this high water flooding the East Freeway near McCarty Street. For a few hours, both sides of the freeway were shut down. Only 18-wheelers were allowed at one point to head westbound. We reached out to TxDOT to see if there was some sort of drainage failure, but have not heard back as of Saturday night. However, crews were seen clearing out some drains, and just after 6:15, the water receded. However, that wasn't the end of the closure. While the eastbound lanes opened up around 7, it took TxDOT another hour to clean the debris and mud left behind on the highway on the westbound lanes.
Now, we haven't heard of any injuries, thankfully, from what happened earlier, even though we saw at one point that there was a car stranded. Now, right now, of course, like I mentioned, things are looking good, but with more rain moving in, especially with it being dark, it's just a good reminder to stay vigilant if you do have to head out this evening. Reporting live, Megan Reyna, KHOU 11 News.
Yes, please be safe if you're heading out on the roads. Be careful. Thanks so much, Megan. We appreciate you. All right, you can track live radar anytime. Just scan the QR code on your screen to download the free KHOU 11 app so you can keep up with conditions.